Hello, and welcome back to St. Louis Shag at the 920 Special. This was week 4. This week we talked about turns and the St. Louis Shag swing out, and a little bit of ways you can mix St. Louis Shag and your Lindy Hop. So starting with turns, we started with an outside turn or a tuck turn. Went like this. On this inside triple, we started this prep.
Shoo, shoo, ba-doo, ha.
And then on that outside kick,
Shoo, shoo, ba-doo,
we did
ha.
a
Shoo, ba-doo.
prep go. And we're really using each other in this turn. So leaders were moving from connecting across the back to the follower's near side, so we have a little bit of space. And then we rotate in and give a nice, I think of throwing followers' right hand towards their outside hip, making sure to keep them on the spot, not throw them off their axis, and let them do this turn.
Mm-hmm. And followers, we worked a lot on standing on our left leg and using our right leg and this pressure from our right arm to turn ourselves. And we talked about how being able to do this solo is really important and will make it much easier to do it partnered. And that really using, that connection with our partner in our right hand to create that, what's the word I'm looking for?
Rotation.
Thank you. And also, compression. Thank you. To have that rotation and that momentum is going to be really important.
Yeah. Let's show a couple of those from the back. Triple and kick. Triple and prep, go,
and
triple
and kick, triple and prep, go, triple and kick, triple and prep, go, triple and kick, triple and kick.
And then in all these turns, followers are trying to turn past their leader and being caught or catching themselves on their leader. So in this turn, that's happening with this arm on my back or on my shoulder. And then in the other turn, it's happening in this hand. Mm-hmm. And we'll show that other turn now.
Okay, so this is the inside turn.
Or a pop turn. And it looks like this. Go, triple and kick. A triple and catch. Go, triple and catch. For the leaders, we talked about having our elbow do this motion. It's hard to describe it any other way than just showing it. And then connecting with our follower up high at the shoulder blade instead of our normal connection down here. Mm-hmm. So changing the connection to here, and that way we get this nice rotation when we do that motion.
Mm-hmm. And followers, we talked about really connecting kind of as low as possible on our partners so that we really feel like there's this kind of tension in our armpit. That's really going to create that, again, compression, which will help in this turn a lot.
Triple and prep, go, triple and kick, triple and prep, go, triple catch. Since these happen on 2 different parts of the basic, we could do them both. We could do something like triple and turn, triple and catch, triple and prep, go, catch. That's not something that we worked on. And then we did the St. Louis Shag swing out.
Amazing.
So just on the first part of a basic, leaders are going in front, creating a stretch, and then we're just kind of in a standard swing out shape.
Rotating 180 degrees every time.
Yeah. This is actually very similar to Charleston swing outs. I hesitate to draw that comparison to Charleston a lot in this dance because it gives people bad habits, but this one you can definitely look to the Charleston swing out to get the idea.
Mm-hmm. Very last thing we did was to talk a little bit about transitioning between sort of things that feel like Lindy Hop and things that feel like St. Louis Shag.
Yep, the transition we did from Lindy Hop was we just did a Lindy circle. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Back it up and
triple
then
step. Really dropped into
forward.
That triple step.
Yep.
And then the transition out of St. Louis Shag we did here was on this outside kick we did triple and kick and down. 5, 6, 7. I think that was it.
That was it. Thanks so much for joining us.